Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Walt Disney. We call it Imagineering. This is a docu-series. If there's ever really a docu-series about Disney itself and how things are created behind the scenes, the magical worlds that we find in the parks, and that bring the films and the series and everything else to life, this is that documentary. Says it's from 2024, but the credits, when I look it up, say it's 2026. There are newer, I guess, episodes. I'm not really sure. This is very confusing, but I know that this has existed back in 2024 because a lot of the references in this are out of date because they're still talking about this brand new ride, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, coming to Disneyland, and I think they did it in Disney World. I could be wrong. I haven't been there in a while. I haven't been to Disneyland in a while, which is depressing for me. I think I would I would leave my apartment occasionally if I could go to Disneyland and World and any of the parks around the world. It's been almost a year since I've gone to Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea. Now I'm getting really depressed. Anyway, this is something like 8 episodes. What is it? 6? 8 episodes. 8 episodes. I watched only the first 2. I was only going to watch the first one because it was just a quick 15-minute episode. I couldn't stop. I very nearly went on to the third episode. The first is audio-animatronics, the second is soundscapes, and the third is Let's Ride. Let's Ride, of course, just sort of digs deeper into the making of the rides. Audio-animatronics, of course, focuses on the characters they've created from the whatever's animated films and things like that. Specifically, Princess and the Frog with Tiana, we could see how her and Lewis and Mama Odie and everybody else gets created in animatronic form. And audio animatronics, of course, it means that they're not just robots that move around and hello, like this is they don't just wave at you. They talk, and it's pretty astounding stuff to watch how everything evolved, and to see what inspired it all. It was a little tiny bird in a cage that tweeted and turned its little head that Walt and his wife had found while on vacation. And he's like, let's do this. Let's do this at a park. Let's make a park, and let's do this, but better, with all of our resources at hand. And of course, most of the resources were people that he helped make his films. That's a whole other story, but each of these episodes focuses on a different thing. Like I just showed you a minute ago, Let's Ride, On With the Show, how did this big production shows like the World of Color and the parades and everything else, the drone shows, all the other kind of things that they have at different parks around the world, how do they make them come to life? Building Disney castles, every castle is not the same. You probably already know that. I know friends who are used to just going to Disney World all the time and seeing that massive castle down there in Orlando, coming to Disneyland for the first time and going, it's so small. It's so cute. Well, you know what? Back then, that was huge because there was nothing else like it at the time. Yeah, sure, Dutch Wonderland in Pennsylvania, I'm pretty sure, still has a castle, I think. Maybe it's just an Amish house. I can't remember. I grew up there. It's been a while since I've been to Dutch Wonderland. But the castle, there was no precedent for it. So when you make that in 1955 and release the people of Southern California on it, well, you know what? That's a pretty impressive castle. But when you're going to do it a second time, you're going to do it bigger and you're going to do it better. And that's what you get in Orlando at Walt Disney World. 6 haunted mansions. Yes, there are many different haunted mansions at parks around the world. Robotics, hey, we're going to be looking at Olaf again, along with a bunch of others. I think these are some of the more recent episodes that were added. And Set Sail, well, what do they do? What's so special about the cruises? Well, if it's a Disney cruise, obviously, you're not going to just get a boat ride. Let's just say that. So, each of these they get up to in the 34-minute range. But we start with the first episode at only 15 minutes long, which feels like it could have gone longer. yes, when it comes to going to the parks, the whole purpose of these parks is to bring out a world of imagination, a feeling that you have left that regular world behind with all its stresses and all of its craziness and all of its worries behind. And you step into a world of imagination and dreams and creativity, and when you step into a park, everything is meant to feed into that. It's not a bad thing to escape from time to time. Yeah, we got to take care of our real world problems, but Disney, well, they can help with that for a price, obviously, but they can help you as long as you don't look at the bill. You're fine. You can step into that world and get away, and everything that comes into it are the creatures that suddenly were just on a TV screen or at a movie theater are now standing and moving and dancing and talking in front of you. Gigantic parades with characters you know and love. Music obviously permeates every square inch of those parks, I should say. Not one park, but all of them. You can't go to the bathroom without hearing a song. You can't walk between each of the Disneyland parks in California without hearing music from any of the most iconic films and series and things like that from around the world. I love it when I can hear the Muppet Show theme back to back with the Indiana Jones theme, back to back with A Whole New World from The Little Mermaid. So it's Little Mermaid, right? God, so tired. So yeah, the point is, if you want to immerse yourself in that world and don't even want to think about how these things are made, that's totally fine. That is absolutely everybody's own decision to make. But for somebody like me, I like to see the behind the scenes, the people who make it, how they make it, the little tiny details that come into play that we just take for granted. I want to see more of that kind of stuff. And the funny thing about this is that each of the episodes so far that I've seen are sort of introduced by Josh D'Amaro, who was chief of whatever the title was at the time. He is now the CEO. That's how I know these early episodes, at least, are, a little bit newer. Or these older episodes are not as new. So, and that Olaf thing just tells me right now that, that's a very new thing at Disneyland Paris. So those are newer episodes. And I think they only added it just in the last few months on Disney Plus. So this is the kind of thing that can grow over time. I imagine they could do more and more things as the parks evolve and the rides and the characters and the music and everything else comes into play. I think that's something that I want to go back and watch more of it. Honestly, I know I'm going to pick another episode right here, but I almost have this urge to just watch the next 6 episodes. It's that kind of thing I'd love a whole lot. And one of the great things about when I get to go to D23 Expo in Anaheim in August is they always have this really good, amazing section that gives you a sneak peek at the kind of work the Imagineers are doing at parks all around the world. Things that, I can't get to Shanghai, I can't get to Tokyo or Paris, but this is pretty amazing what they're doing over there. There was a head of Elsa that was animated onto it, but now I hear that they're changing that to be more like the Tiana animatronic that has a full face movement. I'm not sure, I could be wrong about that, but yeah, there's changes happening. And I got to go on the Frozen ride when I was in Tokyo last year. Whether that changed yet or not, I don't recall, but I have pictures. I should check on that. But yeah, it's just a lot of, for me, this is just, it's how the magic gets made, but that's all right. Honestly, if I could walk around Imagineering and sign an NDA, I would do that in a heartbeat. Without spilling any secrets, but yeah, you know what, they're not afraid to show off the people who create this magic. That's what it is. That's what Imagineering. It's magic, and let the kid in you dive into that world without knowing the secrets, without remembering the secrets. If you watch something like this, you can walk up to Mickey and give him a hug and believe that it's Mickey. No problem with that. Have a good time. But for me, I'd love doing that as well, but I also like seeing the artistry that goes into making this all happen. So check this out. The first two, like I said, were audio-animatronics and music, soundscapes. Soundscapes, of course, take into consideration the work of the Sherman Brothers, of course, and focuses on a number of different rides, especially within Disneyland, and how they were first formed, how they were first created, like Small World from the World's Fair, 1964, 54? No, it had to be 40-something. The World's Fair in New York, and also, what's the one in Disney World? Carousel of Progress. And you also get to I also learned a little bit about what it takes to make some of the music in the Haunted Mansion. Record it, run it backwards, and then run it forwards again. Make some weird stuff. And that's what makes the magic so cool. So anyway, highly recommend this if you're a Disney nut. I know I get a lot of stuff that's very much not Disney anymore because I'm running down to the last few hundred items, or less than 100 items now. I'll have a few more in the next quarter, and I'll keep running this show every episode until I run out of everything on Disney Plus, which will probably happen sometime in August. We'll see. But I'm glad every once in a while I get something new that is fully from Disney to add into this series. So yeah, I can't get enough of this. I might just have to watch the rest of it before I go to bed tonight. So let's pick tomorrow's episode. Maybe we'll get something else Disney. 63. If you don't know, these numbers are randomly selected in that app I just showed you, and it corresponds to a spreadsheet that I built out, and of everything that I know I have not watched yet. And number 63 is a series. It's kind of new. I don't know too much about it. It's for the Disney Junior set. So we're going to watch a little bit of that. It's called Little Angel. Now, not to get these confused, I think there's a Little Angel series that is specific just to Hulu, and there's one that is a series that's just on Disney Plus and Hulu, I guess. I'm not really sure. This hopefully will not have changed by the time you see it, but as it has happened with other things, but we'll see. Little Angel, it feels like something that would stay on Disney Plus, right? All right, that's what we're going to watch anyway. Little Angel is what we're watching on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.